The legal profession is key to redefining the myriads of challenges causing backwardness for the Nigerian society, and legal practitioners must take critical roles in the process of the country's nation building. This was the submission of resource persons at the second Symposium of the Nigerian Bar Association MBA Young Lawyers Forum, Ikere branch, held on the 28th of April 2023 at the Chief Wale Olanipeku Bar Center, Ikere. The 2023 edition of the program was to recognize and celebrate one of the trailblazing stars in the legal profession and education in Nigeria, Professor Damilola Olawiye, a University Don and Senior Advocate of Nigeria, SAN, whose life had demonstrated mentorship and empowerment for his contemporaries and younger ones in the legal field.
Professor Damilola Olawiye's son is an international jurist, professor of law, arbitrator, author, policy consultant, and undoubtedly one of those Nigerians who have distinguished themselves and cast Nigeria in a good light globally. Professor Olawiye's son is a regular media commentator on all aspects of energy, environment, and sustainable development. He is happily married with children. I present to you the erudite scholar, Professor Damilola Olawiye.
Professor, sir, on behalf of the Young Lawyers Forum, the Nigerian Bar Association, Ikere, presents to you this date, the 28th day of April 2028, this meritorious award in recognition of your role model to the young lawyers and to the bar in general, sir. Congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, one who is an inspiration to
In attendance were Honorable Justice Ogunyemi, Honorable Justice Adesoji Adegboye, the representative of Oguga Ikere, the MBA Chairman Ikere branch, the Attorney General and Commissioner of Justice in Ekiti State, Barrister Dayo Akpata, who was represented by the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Justice, Mr. SBJ Bamishe, as well as the founder, Afe Babalola University, Are Afe Babalola, represented by the Provost College of Law, Abuad, Professor E.T. Yebisi.
On behalf of the Honorable Attorney General of the State, that the state is actually making a lot of arrangements to ensure that our young lawyers are well taken care of. And Honorable Attorney General is making an effort to reach out to the government to see that lawyers in the states are well taken care of. On behalf of the Honorable Attorney General of the State, Mr. Dayo Akpata, SCN, he has actually asked me to thank the organizer of this program and to also let you know that he's expecting the young lawyers in his office so that he can personally interact with them. Thank you.
Speaking on the theme of the symposium, Nation Building and International Financing, a Legal Perspective, the Chairman Young Lawyers Forum, Ikere branch, Barrister Samson Ayodejaino, explained that as legal practitioners are looking into ways of correcting many ills in the Nigerian society through the instrumentality of law, they must first be well tutored by eminent personalities whose life remain demos. Hence, the choice of Professor Damilola Olawiye as the personality of focus for the symposium.
I am delighted to welcome you all to the second edition of the Young Lawyers Forum Symposium, held in honor of our prolific writer and a great academician, Professor Damilola Sunday Olawi, SA. In year 2022, the Young Lawyers Forum, under my leadership, decided to organize a symposium, which will be an annual event of the forum. The choice of Professor Olawi, SAA, immediately came to bear.
Barrister Ayode Jaina noted that Professor Damilola Olawi has contributed immensely both to individual and collective growth of young lawyers within Ikere State and beyond. Also, the chairman of the Symposium Planning Committee, Barrister Jide Ogunjana, observed that the choice of Professor Damilola Olawi, who is the Deputy Vice Chancellor of the prestigious Afe Babalola University, Ado-Ekiti Abuad, was to encourage young lawyers at becoming exceptional in their various endeavors and looking at ways they can also contribute to the building of the Nigerian nation.
An honor, a legal advocate and NASFIT, international and erudite scholar of note, Professor Damilola Sunday Olawi, SAN, the Deputy Vice Chancellor Afe Babalola University at Ado-Ekiti Abuad, in our second annual symposium for the year 2023. Our second annual symposium of this year has nation building and international financing, the legal perspective, as a theme. Thus, it can be said that this theme is so timely in our national life as a country due to the transition that will be taking place later in the year.
The keynote speaker at the symposium, Barrister Gabriel Adeoluwa Onangorua, charged participants to be hardworking and take a cue from the honoree who had a lowly background and distinguished himself in academics and in the legal profession and launched himself into the global limelight.
One thing I would say is what you take away from today's session. I know it's been said repeatedly. All of the laurels read about Professor Olawi is down to hard work. If I'm going to encourage you today, I mean, that's the only thing you're going to take away from this.
It doesn't matter where you're starting from. It doesn't matter where you're starting from. Hard work, there is no shortcut to it. Please, we're talking 72% of the population and more than 90% of the children live in poverty. The picture I paint is a stark one, but it is the reality. Nigeria has a 2.3 trillion infrastructure gap. The African Development Bank notes that the country needs over 100 billion annually to close its infrastructure gap. Over 90 million Nigerians do not have access to electricity. International financing is about money moving across territorial borders or sovereign states with the end goal of facilitating the undisturbed flow of capital from lenders or sponsors to borrowers, irrespective of national borders.
Barrister Onangorua said nation building requires a conscious attempt and determined government to achieve a better society. He noted that millions of Nigerians, particularly in the rural areas, still live in abject poverty. Hence, lawyers must rise to bridge the infrastructural, technological, and economic gaps in the country through the various sources of international financing, such as aids, grants, and sponsorship.
It is not only in the courts where you can play a role in nation building. You can play a role by playing a part in the financing of this gap that we're talking about. We've said over 90 million Nigerians are living in darkness. How are we going to solve this? It means that someone has got to come and put money down to build power stations, build transmission lines, build distribution companies, and advise them on how all of this will work together. You want to know what? There are lawyers involved in every stage of that transaction. You can be that lawyer. Solution. The gap is there. It is gaping. It is visible, even to the blind, even to those who cannot hear. The silence is deafening. The things that we need are right before us. But we need financing to get the financing at an international level and domestic level, because those who even own the financing at the domestic level want a level of stability. They want clear legal framework, they want predictability, and they want an accountable government. I hope that you've enjoyed this talk, and I hope I've inspired someone here today. Thank you very much.
The Honoree Professor Damilola Olawi, SAN, who is the Deputy Vice Chancellor at Babalola University, is an international jurist, law teacher, national and international policy consultant. Professor Damilola Olawi was the first private university graduate to bag first class in law and became a professor of law at the age of 32. He became the Deputy Vice Chancellor at 36 and Senior Advocate of Nigeria at the age of 37, to become the youngest academic to attain the position of Senior Advocate of Nigeria in the history of the country. He holds different leadership positions nationally and internationally, to include Vice Chairman International Law Association and a consultant for various international organizations including World Bank and the United Nations. Professor Damilola Olawi tells his own story by himself.
Taking law through academia to our societal impact. I think if there's something you can take away from today, it is that law can take you places. You just need to follow the very nice words that have been spoken today, to be reputable, to be reliable, to be responsible, to be hardworking. It's indeed awesome and wonderful to be able to stand here today. I am the first lawyer in my entire generation. My father, a roadside welder who had no education. My mother was selling bread, no education. But they had one thing: dedication and passion to give their children the best of education. And of course, when I travel, when I go anywhere, they say, "Oh, Professor Olawi, are you the son of, they start mentioning Professor this or Paula Olawi, who was very famous." I said, "No, I'm the son of a roadside welder who was trained and achieved success." That, my friends, is the power of education. From very humble beginnings, but of course, he got education, made a first class from the University of Ibadan, and empowered himself, and now he is a global citizen. So it's very clear that until when we begin to tap into our resources by appointing the right people who can represent Nigeria well at the global stage, it will be difficult to bridge the financing gap. The Young Lawyers Forum should continue to work hard. We will bring more global citizens who will share their stories and we will be inspired.
Some other discussants at the event, including Toyosi Olayiwola, Tomide Oshakile, Temidayo Akeredolu, among others.
Digital law practice is just basically using digital tools to work effectively, efficiently, and to grow your practice.
Please give her a round of applause. Based on this Naira redesign that wasn't planned very well, and at the end of the day, the money they withdrew is back in circulation. The new notes we are not seeing, and the CBN governor told us the machine that is supposed to print the new notes has been damaged. So where are we? We are in a situation whereby we don't know where we are going. I think this particular administration have the highest number of lawyers in that administration, and I want to believe everything he has taught us today. The vice president knows. If he doesn't know, he has people who knows. Fashola, SAN is there. We have a lot of lawyers in this administration. They know. So then we are now here talking about these things. So what I would say, I have no suggestion for the capitalist oppressive ruling class. I only have suggestion for the stakeholders who are here. What I was thinking in my mind was that as brilliant as this doctor is, he must have friends. He must have a community. Instead of consultation all the time, why don't they join us in the confrontation? Yes.
Number one, for lawyers to advance their career growth, they need basic digital skills, like number one, legal research skills. I remember when I started my law practice, for you to get access to legal information, you have to be in the library from morning till night, some of which you won't even have access to at the end of the day. But these days, you can get legal information at the click of a button if you know how to use basic legal research tools like maybe Law Pavilion and other tools. So as a lawyer, if you can use these tools very well, you will be able to have career growth, move your career forward. Social media to drive change. You can come on the internet just like other speakers have said, that you can write articles, you can publish, you can even move a change. Like my comrade here, okay, he likes to drive a change. You can come, I remember during the NSAS issue and all that, this thing started on Twitter. And a lot of people, they keyed into it. We're not all together in one room, but we used social media to at least push a change, what we wanted.
The program featured presentation of awards to some dignitaries who had contributed to the growth of the Young Lawyers Forum, Ikere branch and beyond.
The guest speaker at the second edition Young Lawyers Forum Symposium, today Friday, 28th April 2023. Congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, the shining light among his peers.
Yes, on behalf of Young Lawyers Forum, Ikere branch, I have the privilege of presenting you this award for the meritorious contribution to the Young Lawyers Forum, Ikere branch. Congratulations.